Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really powerful idea from one of the most legendary investing books of all time, Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor. We're going to tackle Chapter 11 and unpack his framework for how any of us, yes, any of us, can analyze investments. So let's get right into it.
The term security analysis just sounds intense, doesn't it? It probably brings up images of Wall Street pros with 10 monitors drowning in super complex spreadsheets. It feels like this game that's just not meant for the everyday person. But is that actually true? And that's really the big question, isn't it? Can you, without a PhD in finance or a supercomputer in your basement, actually do this yourself? It's a totally fair question. And honestly, it's the exact thing that stops so many smart people from even giving it a shot. Well, this is where Benjamin Graham comes in and just flips the whole idea on its head. He gives us a completely different and, frankly, much more empowering way to think about it. He argues that analysis is not just for the pros. In fact, he lays out a practical approach designed specifically for the lay investor, for people like you and me. See, Graham's approach completely redefines the goal of the game. For him, security analysis isn't some magical art of predicting a stock's price next Tuesday. No way. It's about something much more grounded, understanding a business well enough to lower your risk and make a sensible, informed decision. The whole focus shifts from trying to be a fortune teller to just doing your homework. And this leads us to what is probably the most important mindset shift in the whole book. If you want to practice analysis like an intelligent investor, you have got to start by changing your main goal. Okay, so look at these two goals. On the left, you have what most people think the goal is, to predict the future, to nail the exact price a stock is going to hit. Graham would call this a fool's errand. It's impossible. But the truly intelligent goal? That's on the right, simply to reduce your risk of making a big, expensive mistake. That's it. It's so much more achievable and honestly so much more valuable.
To put it as simply as possible, your job is not to be a financial psychic. Your job is to be a careful investigator whose main priority is to avoid stepping on a financial landmine.
All right, so if the goal is just to avoid messing up badly, how do you actually do that? How do you practice this without getting totally lost in the weeds? Well, Graham breaks it down into a really practical path. He gives us this very clear, very manageable process. Step 1, just understand the big picture. What does this company actually do to make money? Step 2, focus only on the essential financial stuff. We're talking things like a history of consistent earnings and debt that's under control. And step 3, and this one is huge, avoid crazy complex math. Simplicity is your absolute best friend here. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The whole point is to make good decisions with a healthy dose of humility. You have to accept right from the start that your ability to predict the future with perfect accuracy is basically zero. And you know what? That is totally okay. And that brings us to another pillar of Graham's philosophy. You absolutely must understand and embrace the limits of forecasting, because the future is, and it always will be, uncertain. Oh, I love this idea. A forecast isn't a crystal ball that tells you what will happen. It's more like a flashlight that helps you think about what could happen, good or bad. It's a tool that's supposed to make you more cautious, not give you a false sense of confidence.
So here's the bottom line, the real takeaway. No amount of analysis, no matter how brilliant, can completely eliminate the risk of being wrong. It just can't. But what good, practical analysis can do is dramatically reduce the odds of you being catastrophically wrong. It helps you shrink your margin for error.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. What is the big, practical takeaway here? What does this mean for you today as an investor trying to figure all this out?
Here it is. This is your new framework straight from Chapter 11. Your goal, it's not prediction, it's risk reduction. Your path, it's not drowning in complexity, it's focusing on the essentials. And your mindset, it's not about being certain, it's about humbly acknowledging that the future is, and always will be, a bit of a mystery.
When it all boils down to it, this is the purpose of the whole exercise. When you're done with your analysis, the question you ask yourself isn't, am I 100% certain this stock is going to go to the moon? The real question is, have I done enough homework to feel confident that I am making a prudent and informed decision based on the real facts I have in front of me?
So I'll just leave you with this to think about. If you really, truly adopt this mindset, that your goal isn't perfection but simply prudence, how does that completely change the way you approach investing? It's a really powerful shift in thinking, and it is the absolute foundation of being an intelligent investor.